Hi, Preschool 2. Our book today is called Curious George Goes to the Aquarium by Margaret and H.A. Ray. And many of you may not know what an aquarium is. It's a word that has two little words in it. Aquarium, or agua, meaning water, or an area meaning a space or a place. If you look at the cover here, you see the water here. It's a place where animals that live in water live. Like fish you would think about, but also as you see, there's a special animal here that's not a fish that lives in the water. So there's not just fish that you see at the aquarium. So George is curious and goes, and he gets into a little bit trouble a couple of times, but we'll get into that in the book here. So you guys ready to read Curious George in the Aquarium? Here we go. Remember, every book starts out the same, and it goes like this. This is George. He was a good little monkey and always very curious. Today, George and the man with the yellow hat were visiting the aquarium. George, said the man, please wait while I buy tickets. George tried to wait, but he was so excited. What was inside? He wanted to look over the walls, but they were too high. What's he gonna do? Just then he heard a splash and a whoosh. Water flew high into the air. People cheered. What could that be? George was curious. So what he's going to do? He hopped over the gate onto the aquarium. How surprised was he? Swimming right in front of George were two beluga whales. The mother and the baby beluga whale swam right past him. And not far away was a family of sea lions. Diving and splashing. What fun. George noticed people walking toward a big door. Could there be more to see? He followed the crowd. Now, where was he? He was darker inside, and there were fish everywhere. George did not know where to look first. In one tank, there were sharp-toothed piranhas. And in another tank, there were seahorses. And in another tank, there was a large red octopus. George saw a group of children across the room. An aquarium staff member was pointing to different creatures. This is a starfish, this is a clam, and this is an urchin. Nearby, there was a long, low, colorful tank. It was perfect for touching. But read the sign here. It says, do not touch. George was curious. As he reached his hand into the water, a large crab came scuttling out from under a rock and right toward his finger. Snap! Ouch! Poor George. He did not like this exhibit. He shouldn't have touched. Do not touch. George slipped out of the door into the sunlight, but oh, what was going on here? George saw fat, funny-looking black and white fish flying under the water. As he watched, they flew up and out of the water. What kind of fish does that? And where did they go? George wondered. So George climbed up and into their exhibit. Are they fish? No, they're not fish. Let's see what they are. They were not fish at all, but penguins, of course. George hopped like a penguin. He flapped his wings like a penguin. And he waddled like a penguin. A crowd gathered and laughed, but when he slid on his belly like a penguin, the aquarium staff stopped by to check on the penguins. A monkey in the penguin exhibit. George opened the door to escape, but instead all the penguins ran out. Penguins everywhere. The staff was angry at George. How could they catch all the penguins? There, you see that little baby penguin? That baby chick? Let's see what happens. In all the excitement, nobody noticed the penguin chick falling into the water. No one but George. The baby penguin hadn't learned to swim yet. As only a monkey can do, George scaled the rope hanging over the beluga tank and swung over the water, saving the chick. Yay. The director of the aquarium and the man with the yellow hat heard the commotion and came running. That monkey helped the baby penguin, said a boy in the crowd. No one else could have saved him, said a girl. The director thanked George for his help and made him an honorary staff member of the aquarium. George said goodbye to all his new penguin friends. He could not wait to come back to the aquarium and visit them again. The end.